folks. Good to see you.
Okay, stand by.
Hello.
Greg, you know, it just doesn't matter what you and I do in this interview.
Nope.
We don't
As
have
you
a
can
chance.
see.
That's about the most limber thing I've ever seen.
Definitely. Just feel that. Good. Take that like that.
Must I?
Yeah, right. Isn't that something? See, then you can do that with all the other three. Then you can do this with them and take them and trickle them to death. They're expensive, but you can do a lot with them.
Working with him 8 hours a day or whatever it is.
Right? 14.
14.
At least.
What is it like?
Great. You know, I mean, it's not always great working 14 hours a day, but, you know, the time we work.
Does he hold up better than you do?
He never tells me. I can never. I don't know, sometimes he gets a little, you know, he gets a little aggravated.
Do you have more than one or just this fella?
There's, this one is, you know, he does all the close-ups. And he does, the only time we'll ever use the other chimp is if there's something that's, you know, Sam absolutely refuses to do. Like being near water. He hates being near water.
Is this Sam now?
Yeah, this is Sam. This is the real man here.
And he doesn't like water?
No chimps like water. They hate water.
Sam, what are you doing? I have slapped people for less than that.
How far will he go?
What are we doing here with a horny chimp? I mean, what are we doing here, Greg? You and I, a couple of professionals.
Hey,
what
you
are
ain't
we
seen
doing?
nothing yet, honey. This guy gets away with murder.
What's going to happen now in BJ and the Bear when we are into this energy crunch, the gas problem and so forth? How are you all going to handle this in the series?
You mean getting gas?
I mean, in the series, is that going to affect the series in any way?
I think there's going to be, maybe it might price will go up. You know, so far it's $1.50 a mile. Maybe it'll be $2. All depends on how high the gas goes. You know, I mean, they'll write it in. They'll definitely write something in about, you know, some story, maybe a whole story about it. But so far there's no script that's been written on that subject. But they're talking about writing one. You know.
How's your life changed, Greg?
Not too much except going, you know, been recognized different places I've gone to, and it's easier to cash checks in places that I'm far, I'm out of town, you know.
Especially if you take the chimp along.
Oh yeah, well that's a sure thing, then. Yeah.
Who makes more money, you or the chimp?
You have to talk to the trainer.
What scale on chimps these days?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going for these days. I don't know what they have. There's a set fee for you know, animals that are working, and depending on the success of the animal, I'm sure the price goes up. You know, but I really don't know. I don't know how much they get. Unfortunately, I don't own them.
Does he know when he's on? Does he know, like, you do a dry run and then you do a take? Does he know the difference?
Between the dry run and the take, I don't think he knows the difference. But I know that he knows when you say action, he knows that he's on, and when you say cut, he knows it's time to goof off. You know.
And it changes it completely then, gets out of character?
Yeah, he just he'll just start fooling around. You know, when action, he knows he's supposed to just kind of sit there and whatever we do by way of, you know, we do different things to get him to do what we want him to do. You know, whether it's candy or sometimes there's one guy on the show that every time he sees a guy, he just goes wild. Because he thinks that he's in the chimp world. If you have like 100 chimps together, there's going to be one that's the head of the gang, or whatever you want to call it, their group.
The leader.
The leader, right? And he thinks this guy is the leader on the set.
He thinks the human being is the leader.
Right? So whenever he sees him, he thinks that he's the leader, and he just goes wild. So that's how we get a reaction there. So like Marvin will take Marvin's his trainer. We'll take the whole of the guy that he thinks is the leader and shake him real hard and
like
does
that?
something like that. Yeah, that's just ticklish guy.
What's his favorite reward? You say he gets candy or some treat. What does he like best?
I think his favorite is one of those gumdrops or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not an M&M chimp, huh? Doesn't like.
He's having a conniption now. No.
Does he ever get violent and turn on you?
No, he hasn't ever turned on me really. There was times when he's nipped me, you know, along the line, and we squared that away. One time in San Francisco, Marvin, the trainer, says, you know, if you keep letting that chimp get away with nipping you, like about 6 times it happened, you know. He says, you're gonna be sorry because it's just it's gonna get worse, it's not gonna get better, you know. So I said, well, I can't just go and hit him, you know, I can't do anything like that. And he says, well, I said, if the time is right and I'm just triggered off and he really gets me, then I guess I'll have to do it. And it came about at night, one night, and ever since then, he's been real protective, you know. I could put my hand in his mouth. No, and when we're doing scenes where there's somebody comes in and is supposed to punch me in the stomach or slap me in the back, he's come over to the guys protecting me. He's come over and bitten, you know, people because of that. But now we do the scene with him out of the room when it's that kind of thing, you know.
Everything revolves around Sam.
Well,
in that
you know,
respect.
yeah, you have to because you can't really talk to him, right?
Greg,
So.
it's been fun seeing you. Sam, hang in there. Collect your money, invest it wisely, and get your hand off my knee. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Cut.
Okay, we have speed.
BJ and the Bear, take 1.
Hi, I'm Greg Evigan, inviting you to watch BJ and the Bear right here on Channel 5.
Cut.